Things are quite bad in the country at the moment, but I think there's a growing tendency among the white children of our age to realize the hardships the African is facing. And I think this is also the case in South Africa. You've only got to consider what's been happening at the South African universities and to realize that the younger generation at any rate is realizing what the African has to put up to. And even though they can't do much about it, they're trying their hardest. Well, I'm speaking from experience because I've had the opportunity to learn with white boys, and admittedly, they tended to come from the upper class, but I think they were fairly representative of the young white children in the country. It's only the parents, and this gap between parents and children is widening. But the young white kids are, making, um, are trying their hardest anyway to try and lessen the gap.
Do you see hope in this situation?
Yes, I think it's a hopeful sign. I mean, in terms of years, I don't think we can say that conditions will change in 5 years, but I think gradually the voice of the present generation anyway will not be neglected.
Is there ever going to be black majority rule in this country?
Certainly there will be, if we Africans strive long enough. But the trouble is we can't. We're ever suppressed. Each time we try to speak against the government, you might find that you're in trouble within a matter of seconds, which is rather too bad. I mean, they should accept opposition since they're in power. They should always accept opposition from anybody.
Do you think they're foolish not to?
Yeah, that's true. That's true enough.
Do you think then that if they do not accept some form of realistic opposition, hearing realistically the African voice, there is bound to be a violent end to all this?
There's bound to be chaos, that's all I can say. Especially if the African is going to be educated enough.
In a way then, it's in the Europeans' best interests not to educate the African.
That's quite true.
One thing that must be made clear to the British government is that the African people in this country are not at all worried about what political ideology they follow. If communism is going to bring them freedom, they will accept that ideology. And for that matter, I can assure you that Western democracy and civilization is really losing popularity in the country.
This, of course, might be turned
So if the British government and the British people still want some friendship with the African people in this country, they must see that they satisfy him by helping to give him freedom. They must force the Smith government.
This, of course, might be said by Mr. Smith to be complete justification for keeping the African nationalists behind bars.
What cause?
What you've just said.
And it is only the only way possible now for us to gain freedom, because all the other ways have failed. Talks have failed. You can't reason with the Smith government.
Is that
they just don't accept to reason. They don't. So why are we going to waste our time talking with them? If they want to talk with us, they have people in the parliament, the chiefs whom they choose. Those people are uneducated, most of them. What do they talk with them? Their speeches are made for them, and they speak what Smith wants. What does that help us? Yet there are many African graduates, many people who know politics, who are being left away from politics.
Do the tribal chiefs speak for you?